What's up, everyone? If you're looking to find out if Edmonton or Toronto is where you want to be, well, we've got everything from city attractions, weather, cost of living, and of course some realities to give you a great idea of what living in Edmonton is like versus what living in Toronto is like. So let's dig in.
Welcome to our channel. My name is Mathew Haupt.
And I'm Shaden Moore, and we are from the Haupt Realty team with eXp Realty based out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything Edmonton, as well as diving into the surrounding Canadian hotspots, then start now by subscribing to that channel and clicking that little bell so you're notified every time we put out a new video.
And if you're thinking of relocating and buying or selling in the Edmonton area, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. Day or night, we're here to help you find your new home. Check out the links in the description below. So now let's check out comparing living in Edmonton versus Toronto. Edmonton is the city of festivals, the gateway to the north, E-Town. Toronto is the sixth, the home of the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Blue Jays, and of course, the iconic CN Tower.
These Canadian cities have a ton of experiences to offer, but they are quite different from one another. So let's talk about Toronto first. Toronto is located on Lake Ontario. It is the largest city in Canada, the capital city of the province, and the fourth largest city in North America.
So it's easy to see Toronto is a huge hub with a ton of opportunities for industries in Canada like music, acting, sports, and of course, finance and business.
With a population of 2.9 million people plus, there's a ton of diversity in food, art, and cultural scenes in Canada's largest city with surrounding areas.
Now on to Edmonton, which is the capital city of Alberta. It's about 3,500 kilometers northwest of Toronto. It's located on the North Saskatchewan River, and Edmonton has a bit of a different vibe. It's more relaxed. It's got the big city amenities, but more of a small town charm. One thing I find is majority of people are just nice and they want to help you out.
There's a ton to experience here in Edmonton. Great festivals, good people, a vibrant art scene. Edmontonians sure make the most of living here. And with the population of nearly 1 million people, it is the most northern major city in North America.
Now let's dig into the fun stuff. From incredible experiences like seeing your favorite artist or a new up-and-coming star, Toronto has a fantastic entertainment scene across venues like Rogers Centre, Scotiabank Arena, and the Budweiser stage. There's so many events across Toronto all year round that bring the city together. From the Toronto Film Festival, to Boots and Hearts, to mega fundraiser events to participate in or volunteer at. And with the amount of diversity throughout the city, you'll be able to enjoy incredible foods any day of the week.
Toronto is considered one of the most multicultural cities in the world, with over 200 distinct ethnic origins. So there's so many amazing cultures, food, festivities to discover and people to connect with.
And if you're into sports, you're in luck, since Toronto has a team in every major league, from baseball to football, basketball, and hockey. You'll be in good company on game day.
So let's shift gears a little bit and take a look at Edmonton. If you're looking for a vibrant city that doesn't quite feel like a big city, Edmonton might be where you want to land.
Edmonton has so many notable festivals, from Edmonton Folk Fest to the Fringe Festival and the Flying Canoe Festival, that bring artists together from all over the world, but with more of a neighborhood community feel.
Yeah, like you look forward to all the people that you're going to run into when you go to all of these events. Edmonton is continuing to develop out the downtown core ice district. This is home to the Edmonton Oilers and the Rogers Place. It is balanced out so beautifully with the naturescape of the river valley just a few blocks away.
find awesome restaurants and bars no matter what you're looking for that night.
That's right. Edmonton is home to a ton of diverse cultures too, and many opportunities to learn, connect, and celebrate in, especially over some good food. So if the cityscape is more your vibe, then Toronto might be your city.
If you're looking for the best of both worlds, Edmonton is a great spot to call home.
Now let's talk weather. Looking first at Toronto. It's more of a humid climate as it's surrounded by large lakes and borders onto Lake Ontario, which is host to so many water activities like stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking. It's pretty cool to see the Toronto skyline in the background too.
It's closer to the coast, which mitigates the weather from swinging to large extremes. The temperature in Toronto ranges from -8 degrees Celsius to +25 throughout the season, with roughly 100 centimeters of average snowfall for the year. The humidity makes it both feel warmer and colder depending on the season.
And the location of Toronto is really great. With Toronto Pearson's International Airport as a hub, there are a ton of connections to head out of town, especially for a weekend trip to Montreal, Quebec City, Ottawa, or even crossing the border into New York City.
And if you're looking for more relaxed spots, there's a ton of cottage country to explore around the surrounding lakes in Muskoka area, only about 2.5 hours away.
We can't forget about the awesome green space in the area, like the breathtaking Algonquin Provincial Park that spans over 7,000 kilometers squared.
You gotta say, before we dive deeper, living in Edmonton is not for the faint of heart. Let's be honest here. If you're more of a nature buff, you'll appreciate that Edmonton has so many beautiful landscapes to explore in and out of the city.
It is home to the longest stretch of connected green space in an urban center across North America, spanning 160 kilometers and connecting 20 major parks. Edmonton is known for its majestic river valley along the North Saskatchewan River.
Plus, it's only a 4-hour drive east to both Jasper and Banff National Park, with highlights like Lake Louise, Canmore, and the Icefield Parkway along the journey.
And because Edmonton is more northern, the city is known for the longest, sunniest days all throughout the summer, with clear blue skies even through the winter months. This definitely makes the winter months a little bit easier.
On that note, Shady, you're probably wondering more about what winter is actually like. Edmonton sees a general snowfall of 120 centimeters per year and ranges in average temperatures from -14 to +24. Edmonton does get stretches where the temperatures go -20 and even -30 for short periods of time, so be prepared.
No matter which weather and location suits you, you'll be able to experience some of the most Canadian times in both cities.
So we've shared that Toronto just has more experience to offer as a city. But what's the cost of living there compared to that of Edmonton? Both of these cities were recently ranked on their affordability by the Urban Reform Institute's Demographic International Housing Study of 2022. And yes, I had to look that up.
The study looked at 92 markets across 8 countries. And well, Edmonton ranks more affordable than Toronto, taking the 4th spot, and Toronto came in at 83rd.
We'll break it down here for you. The average housing prices in Edmonton run around $381,000 compared to over $1 million in Greater Toronto area. Condo prices within the Toronto area range around $700,000, with townhouses averaging around $1 million.
If you're willing to commute into Toronto for work and have the ability to work remotely outside of Toronto, the average housing prices become more affordable, averaging around $750,000 in Hamilton and $710,000 in Barrie, with about an hour commute.
Meaning that Edmontonians are able to switch from renting to purchasing their first home sooner and can live closer to the city center with less commuter time in and out of work. You can get anywhere in Edmonton in 30 minutes, and realistically, rush hour is not a thing. Not like Toronto, that is. Gridlock in Edmonton is 10 minutes.
When we look at the average salaries of both cities, they land pretty equally, with both cities averaging over the $90,000 mark a year, with Edmontonians bringing home a little bit more than those from Toronto.
Plus, expenses are lower in Edmonton, in addition to only paying 5% tax compared to 13% tax in Toronto. It adds up. For a deeper dive into the metrics of these cities ranked across 8 countries, be sure to check out the blog found in our website, linked in the description below.
So now looking at some of the realities we haven't mentioned yet.
The vibrant city of Toronto is fantastic and bar none better than Edmonton if you're looking for a big city. But living in downtown Toronto is quite expensive. Living outside of the downtown core becomes more affordable, but the traffic congestion to get into the core is significantly more and quite challenging.
Toronto is an urban center, so living in the city can come with more noise and pollution with high density, so you may get to know your neighbors a lot better.
And while the transit system works great, it does take time to cross from one end of the city to the other. Plus, the bike lanes are not as developed as one would hope to help mitigate this travel either.
Although Edmonton is fantastic and friendly, and it is possible to navigate the city without a vehicle, the choice to own one really does open up Edmonton to enjoy and explore the vibrant corners. Edmonton continues to build out more robust transit options, but different pockets of the area are not as accessible just yet.
And if you're wanting a quick vacation outside of the city, it is more challenging than Toronto, since there are a ton of flights that are connected through Toronto before continuing on to their final destination. That means it more travel time to get where you want to go.
And there you have it, folks, our deep dive into Edmonton versus Toronto. We looked at attractions, weather, the cost of living, and of course some notable mentions to share more about what living in Toronto and Edmonton are all about.
Hopefully our video gave you some insight into which city you'd like to relocate to or just spend a little bit more time in. If you're looking to relocate, buy or sell within the Edmonton area, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email day or night. We'd love to help you out. Check out the links in the description below.
And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click that little bell so you're notified every time we put out a new video. Until next time, we'll see you later.